Let me start the presentation with one question for all of you. Do you wash your teeth 2 or 3 times a day? How many of you does it? Great. I can see that there is a lot of people in the room that care about their own health. But did you know that every time that you brush your teeth, you maybe are sending hundreds of microplastics directly from the sink to the water system? Next time that you go into the store, I invite you to look into the ingredient list, and you will find polyethylene. Yes, the same material that is used to produce plastic bags and containers. But not only that, when you dispose the tube, it also ends up in the landfill, where it breaks down into small particles over time. This is primarily driven by the fact that it's made from a complex combination of materials which prevents it from being recycled. We all know in the room that microplastics are not biodegradable, so they end up accumulating in the nature. A recent study has pointed out that an average adult consumes 2,000 microplastic particles on average every single year. This is the equivalent on 1 credit card per week. We need to stop microplastics from becoming our next food ingredient. I'm Isabel. I'm one of the 3 co-founders of Cellugy. We are a biotech startup that has developed a technology platform that allows for a fast and cost-effective production of biocellulose. This is the purest source of cellulose in nature. Unlike nature-extracted materials and petrochemicals, our process doesn't rely in intensive chemicals processes. It's neither land-intensive required. It is produced locally from a wide range of biosources and by non-GMO bacteria, allowing us to avoid the costs and the carbon-intensive value chain. I'm here today to present you EcoFLEXY, the next generation barrier coating for fiber-based materials. 1 layer of EcoFLEXY can actually replace between the 3 and 6 layers of plastics that are currently needed to provide barrier properties to fiber materials. It allows us to turn it into monomaterial solution that at the end of life can be recycled in the existing waste stream for fibers. When mixed with the fibers, we can actually reduce the weight by 50%. This allows us to make products that are lighter weight, using less raw materials and minimizing waste. It is compostable at room temperature in soil, and it disintegrates in just 4 weeks. This technology is very versatile, and it can be applied in a wide range of fiber materials, ranging from packaging to textiles. We are tackling the multi-billion market of biochemicals. Sustainable barrier coatings for fiber materials accounts approximately for 2% of this market. Given the pressure and demand of this segment, we estimate to be able to capture 2% of this market by 2026. Our revenue streams are based on 2 models. In the short term, we envision to outsource the production of EcoFLEXY to a contract manufacturing organization, and then perform sales to fiber manufacturers and formulation companies. CMOs have a big production capacity, and this will help us streamline commercialization. With a strong patent protection, then we can combine this with a licensing model to key players in this value chain. We funded Cellugy 3 years ago, and we have come a long way. We are currently at pre-pilot scale. We have 5 pilots with customers, 3 of them Fortune 500, within the luxury fibers and chemical companies. We want to launch EcoFLEXY in the market on 2023. But for that to happen, we really need to scale the technology and demonstrate successfully EcoFLEXY in the customer sites. And that's precisely where the SIT price comes into place. We want to use the money to scale up this bioprocess to industrial scale. This will allow us to produce the first 2 tons of EcoFLEXY and reduce 24 tons of microplastics going into the environment. By 2026, we estimate a production capacity of 250 tons and revenues in the order of 100 million. This will allow us to achieve a massive impact and help transition into a low-carbon bioeconomy. We will be able to reduce CO2 emissions equivalent to 10,000 cars going around the world, reduce the amount of microplastics that are leaking to the environment equivalent to 100 blue whales, and also sustain 2% of the jobs in the rural areas. We have built a very solid, successful, and diverse team with strong scientific and business competences among the co-founders. The team is complemented with colleagues with complementary skill sets in business and technology. We are still on time to prevent microplastics from becoming our next food ingredient. Our platform technology is capable of minimizing of reducing hundreds of microplastics of going into the environment. We are funded both publicly and privately by institutions such as Novo Nordisk Bioinnovation Institute, the European Commission Green Deal, as well as Sky Ocean Ventures. Our technology has been recognized 19 times by institutions worldwide. We believe EcoFLEXY and biotechnology have the power to solve one of the greatest issues of our era, and that's why we are here to ask for your support. I'm today here with Parun, who is our Financial and Operation Officer,
I knew
as you may know. And both of us, we will be very happy to take